Okay, because the topic of groundedness means so much to me personally, I kind of came up with a little bit more that I want to say about it. So in this part two, we're gonna have a little story time, and I'm gonna read some from the Bhagavad Gita. Sorry, my pronunciation of that was a little bit rough. Bhagavad Gita, which is great. And if you're not familiar, I'm just going to read what this is. In a heroic age on the vast plains of North India, a timeless spiritual classic was born. The message of Sri Krishna to Prince Arjuna, who was on the brink of a war he didn't want to fight. Arjuna's struggle in the Bhagavad Gita is acutely modern. He has lost his way on the battlefield of life and turns to find the path again by asking direct, uncompromising questions of his spiritual guide, Sri Krishna, the Lord himself. Krishna replies in 700 verses of sublime instruction on living, dying, loving, and working, and the nature of the soul. So this is a really, really well-known classic text, and it doesn't have to be, we're not all Hindu. I'm not necessarily Hindu, but this is a really powerful text to read. Even if you're purely secular, if you've had a bad trip, it's gonna have some relevance to you. You're gonna find something of value here. I'll just show the cover again. I like this translation a lot. This is going to be mainly me reading, but I think it'll go without saying. Basically, and I'll also show you where I'm at in the, I'm pretty far into the book, so a lot has happened up until this point. And so, this is Arjuna. He says, Just as you described your infinite glory, O Lord, I now long to see it. I want to see you as the supreme ruler of creation, because up until now, Krishna has presented himself as kind of another earthly person. It's kind of like Jesus a little bit, where Jesus is God. If you're a Christian, or from a Christian perspective, Jesus is God, but he comes and presents himself as a man to teach us. It's kind of the same thing with Krishna here. So he says, "Oh Lord," and now Arjuna is asking Krishna to show himself as God. "Oh Lord, master of yoga, if you think me strong enough to behold it, show me your immortal self." And so, having spoken these words, Krishna, the master of yoga, revealed to Arjuna his most exalted lordly form. He appeared with an infinite number of faces, ornamented by heavenly jewels, displaying unending miracles and countless weapons of his power. Clothed in celestial garments and covered with garlands, sweet-smelling heavenly fragrances, he showed himself as the infinite Lord, the source of all wonders, whose face is everywhere. If 1,000 suns were to rise in the heavens at the same time, the blaze of their light would resemble the splendor of the Supreme Spirit. There, within that body of the God of gods, Arjuna saw all the manifold forms of the universe united as one. Filled with amazement, his hair was standing in ecstasy, and he bowed before the Lord with joined palms and spoke these words. O Lord, I see within your body all the gods and every living creature. I see Brahma, the creator, seated on the lotus. I see the ancient sages and celestial serpents. I see infinite mouths and arms and stomachs and eyes, and you're embodied in every form. I see you everywhere, without beginning, middle, or end. You are the Lord of all creation, and the cosmos is in your body. You wear a crown and carry a mace and discus. Your radiance is blinding and immeasurable. I see you, who are so difficult to behold, shining like a fiery sun blazing in every direction. You are the supreme, changeless reality, the one thing to be known. You are the refuge of all creation, the immortal spirit, the eternal guardian of eternal Dharma. Skipping some, it kind of goes on like that. O Lord, your presence fills the heavens and the earth and reaches in every direction. I see the three worlds trembling before this vision of your wonderful and terrible form. The multitudes of gods, demigods, and demons are all overwhelmed by sight of you. O mighty Lord, at the sight of your myriad eyes, mouths, arms and legs, stomachs and fearful teeth, I in the universe shake in terror. O Vishnu, Vishnu is the name is Krishna, is who Krishna really is. I can see your eyes shining with open mouth, your glitter in array of colors, and your body touches the sky. I look at you and my heart trembles. I have lost all courage and all peace of mind. When I see your mouth and your fearful teeth, mouths burning like the fires at the end of time, I forget where I am and I have no place to go. O Lord, you are the support of the universe. Have mercy on me. I see all the sons of word I can't pronounce. I see Bhishma, Drona, and Karna. I see all these are people, and I guess I can't remember exactly who they are. I see our warriors and all the kings who are here to fight. All are rushing into your awful jaws. I see some of them crushed by your teeth. As rivers flow into the ocean, all the warriors of this world are passing into your fiery jaws. All creatures rush to their destruction like moths into a flame. You lap the worlds into your burning mouths and swallow them. Filled with your terrible radiance, O Vishnu, the whole creation bursts into flames. Tell me who you are, O Lord of terrible form. I bow to you before you. Have mercy. I want to know who you are. You existed before all creations. Your nature and your workings confound me. And then Krishna says, I am time, destroyer of all. I have come to consume the world. Even without your participation, all the warriors gathered here will die. Therefore, arise, Arjuna, conquer your enemies, and enjoy the glory of sovereignty. I have already slain all these warriors, and you will only be my instrument. So, let me see if there's anything else I wanted to read. Basically, and you may have already gotten what I was going for, is this is kind of like a difficult trip. Arjuna in this case is asking, and for the first big chunk of the book, again we were right about here, and this is all before that. For the first huge chunk of the book, Krishna is giving Arjuna a lot of wisdom that you could kind of see as the spiritual progression that I was talking about with this, starting here and going up. But still, even after all of that, even after being basically downloaded upon all this powerful information by, kind of by Krishna, like a kind of a Jesus figure, when Arjuna finally goes and sees Krishna and his true form, it's both beautiful and terrible and terrifying, and kind of like a bad trip, in the sense that what you see is not just sunshine and rainbows. It's the birth and the destruction of everything, and that's what's really there when we get down to it. So this video is less, I guess, about groundedness and more about the importance of starting here and going up, because if you try to implant yourself directly here and have one of these kinds of experiences like Arjuna did, where you see time in the universe and creation in its true intensity, it's pretty extremely terrifying, beautiful but terrifying. And if you're not prepared for it, if you haven't gone up all these steps, then, I mean, I don't know of any of us that having seen what Arjuna saw here would not, be emailing me about a bad trip, about having had a bad trip or something. This would probably be a bad trip for me if I wasn't sure what to expect. And it kind of was like a little bit of a bad trip for Arjuna, because I lost all my peace of mind and all my courage. He became so humbled by what he saw. And that's kind of where a lot of us are at with, being so humbled by just this little smidgen of accessing a level of spiritual or just emotional or mental intensity so far beyond what we can access in daily life without extreme meditation or without like LSD or mushrooms or whatever it is that you took. And that's why it's important to to build your foundation rather than just purely experimenting in the realm of trying to take the easy route into spiritual progress. Like I said, if we're imagining this experience that Krishna or Arjuna, sorry, keep saying the wrong name. So I had closed the book, but I want to get back to it and read again. If you were seeing the fiery teeth of all creation being destroyed, I mean, that can be pretty close to what we experience. And sorry, I'm kind of rambling now, but I just I hope it comes across what I'm saying, that you want to build the foundation. You're going to make more progress building the foundation, going through the progression of getting your life in order and working on your spiritual progression every single day and in every aspect of your life. If you really want to make lasting spiritual progress, start with the little stuff. Like if you're a Christian or something, you don't just, you're not really going to be very spiritually progressed if you just try to take acid to like see God or something. Whereas what you really should be doing is like getting your life in order and acting as Jesus would, or Jesus says to do in his teachings in the Bible, or if you're of a different faith, like or path, do the little things. That's going to make the most difference than trying to have like the big experiences. The big experiences feel amazing and feel like you're making so much progress, but like they go away real fast. And if you can't access them without LSD or without DMT or mushrooms or whatever it is, then they don't really belong to you. You haven't really accessed them. You've only like kind of taken a joyride with it. So I guess the moral of the story is to just try to re-solidify the importance of grounding yourself and building that foundation as a way to get spiritual. And it's part of your spiritual journey. It's not just like the boring crap that you have to deal with because you live on planet Earth. It's like, it's part of the spiritual journey. And if you get excited about it like it is, then you're going to make a lot of progress, and you're going to feel really good, and you're going to make progress towards healing from your difficult trip. So, that was really kind of disorganized, but I hope my point came across. Anyway,